What is going on, guys? We are back with another video today, and we are in another rebuild. This is a little bit more of a special rebuild. I do not know. You guys know the title in the thumbnail. I do not know how long this is going to be. Is this going to be a 10? Is it going to be a 15? Is it going to be a 20? Is it going to be a 30-year rebuild? I do not know at this point, but you obviously do. So, welcome to the 15, 20, 30-year-old rebuild. I don't know. But, obviously, I'm a Packers fan. And this is the Green Bay Packers. Now, this is a very interesting team because in real life, in my opinion, the Packers right now are in a predicament where they may be down in the toilets very quickly. Of course, that also can be helped by a lacking of draft talent over the last few years. I know that I just put Bakhtiari in at the starting left tackle spot, and he doesn't join. But, you know, Elton Jenkins was a decent pick, obviously. As far as defensively goes, you can't really name many great, rookies as of, the last, year or two. The Packers right now are in a spot where they have a chance to lose Jair. They have a very high chance to lose Rodgers and an extremely high chance to lose Devontae. They did move up Zadarius Smith's contract, meaning that in real life there is a damn near 95% plus chance he is gone from the Green Bay Packers following this season. I do not know if that has actually been translated into the game, but long story short, Green Bay's window to win may literally be this last season. I don't see the Packers being able to afford Cobb, and if Cobb's not there, I would assume Rodgers is going to be really sad and just leave and just get crying and such sadness. But paying Aaron Jones, we'll see how that turns out in real life. I mean, just in preseason alone, Kylan Hill is looking like he could do literally what Aaron Jones does, basically at a fraction of the price. The O-line is obviously way worse than it used to be. Corey Linsley is now a Charger, and obviously Bulaga has been a Charger for a few years now. Did not really, put anyone in there to fill in those holes at all. Josh Myers has apparently looked all right at camp. They passed on Creed Humphrey. We'll see how that turns out. Once again, Eric Stokes might have been a little bit of a reach as well. And apparently EA is like, you know what? Screw all the changes you made. Screw the likely Kevin King at number 2, even though I'm really sad about that news as a Packers fan. Stokes at number 3. Yiadom, the trade from the Josh Jackson trade of Green Bay. Straight up trash for trash, basically. Chandon Sullivan, actually a guy that's kind of been moving up the list a little bit. The Packers are a team that's maybe just good enough to make a Super Bowl trip. And if not, I just see the whole team just leaving, honestly. As for our season goal, I am going to commit to 7 wins. I think the Packers are probably no less than a 9-win team, even with a very tough schedule coming up. It's going to be a very interesting year. I will say that much. Breakout already. Who is it? Kinsley Kiki. Okay. And he has actually dev'd up. Start of element trait, 10k XP, but the age it's a little up there. It's just a little bit up there. All right, re-sign time. Who can we even afford? Oh, Jesus, nobody. Wow, we can't actually afford anybody. What about Chris Barnes? Okay, so how does Green Bay get around this? I don't think they do. I think you just say, GG Devontae, see you later, pal. This is why this is my team for 10+ seasons here. I mean, you're losing 5 quality starters. We're going to lose King too. Damn it. All right, playoffs time. What are we looking at? A 10-7 record below the Bears. I mean, maybe. Let's take a look at Rodgers' numbers. 43-79, 31 touchdowns. That's not very good. What is Jordan Love's dev, by the way? Star rushing numbers, 1,500 yards, 12 touchdowns. Hey, Randall Cobb not looking half bad, of course. Where is my boy Amari Rodgers? Not a single snap. Love it. Of course, in real life, he will be getting lots, and I mean lots, of snaps. Zadarius Smith with 10.5 sacks, 9.5 for Rashawn Gary. Kenny Clark with 6. Kiki with 6. 4 for Savage. 4 for Lowry. Interceptions would be, something. Now, here's the thing. In my opinion, if Rodgers does not win a Super Bowl here, especially, or at least get to the Super Bowl, especially with Davante Adams going, he's gone. I just think it's not necessarily like, oh, is Rodgers, does he want to be, or do we want him to be here? Which, you can make that argument. They're really not playing that well. But more importantly, that he just would not want to be here. If the team isn't good enough last year, isn't good enough this upcoming season, there's no going back, right? Like, the team is only going to get worse from here. It's not going to get better, simply put. Unless the rookies absolutely go ham right out the gate, which does not have any indications that is going to be the case, I don't see him staying. I really don't. I see a retirement or him moving on to a team that maybe has more firepower or a better defense. All right, go to the end of the game. Is Rodgers going to stick around, or is it going to be another disappointing season in Green Bay? 14-10, obviously, in Dallas specifically. The Packers and Rodgers, this should be almost a done deal right out the gate. And as you can see here, it looks to be, I can't tell, the Cowboys still do have a chance. And of course, 42-19, 45-25, and that will be a GG. Cowboys not a super easy team to beat, especially in sim. Rodgers goes ham, has a perfect game with near no help in the running back position. Receivers do their job. MVS definitely looking to take another step forward this upcoming season as a true deep threat guy. Randall Cobb, if he can provide another, decent year in his career, even at his old 31, 32-year-old self at this point, you never know. The Packers need a slot receiver for a while now. They got one in Amari Rodgers, but Rodgers said, I want Cobb. I need another guy. I don't want Rodgers to be better than me, the true Rodgers. So, of course, Amari Rodgers will be wasted. Kind of wasted. He will play, but wasted here in this franchise for us. As the Falcons, with MVP Matt Ryan, and they're 77 overall, are here in the divisional. Way to go, EA, because that's definitely going to happen in real life, for sure. If the Falcons win, or not win, but make it to the playoffs in the divisional, hand Matt Ryan the MVP, because there's no other way that they have done it. It's simply Matt Ryan in that offense. There's no other way to put it. 3-0, 7-0 to start the second quarter, 7-6. Not as good of a performance as last week, but the defense is showing up. 14-6 at halftime. Come on, boys. 14-9. If the Falcons win, you have to like and subscribe, because I'm going to be in pain. Oh, no. What's happening? Is Green Bay moving? Whose ball is this? 5-point deficit, and look at, you're running the ball, you're wasting the clock, and the clock is going to choose. They still have that issue in this game. Oh, my God. There's 50 seconds left, and you're making me waste the majority of the remaining clock? This is the Packers' history on the line here. As Devontae Adams is going to get some opening, and Rodgers is going to deliver the throw. We are, of course, on Next Gen as well. You wouldn't be able to know, but I would know, because the game crashed 2 times now, and it wasn't even the end of Season 1. So, this is going to be great. Great stuff. 17 seconds. Have to get the ball out of bounds or in the end zone. Rolling out again. It's the only way Rodgers plays. On the run. Perfect throw, and Cobb is in. Did we change the outcome that should have probably been a loss? Maybe. Should the Packers lose to the Falcons this upcoming season in the postseason? Not a hope. I don't care. Super Sim. If they win, they win. But we deserve to win, and we do. Moving on to the championship, which means congratulations, Rodgers. You have another championship loss. Rodgers with 3 interceptions. Come on, dude. 3 interceptions in the divisional. If it was the championship game, I can make the argument. I could see it. But not the divisional. You got to wait till the championship. That's when we suck. And oh my, here it is. And it's in Tampa this time. This could not have gone any worse. Rodgers, Brady, Tampa Bay, Green Bay. The rematch is here. Tom Brady has a chance to just completely ruin the NFL at this rate. He already kind of has with the amount of wins he's had. Come on, Green Bay. Is it going to be Rodgers next season? Is it going to be Love? This game determines it all. It really does, in my opinion. Aaron Jones trying to carry even the last championship game. You can almost make the argument he may have single-handedly lost them the game. And you can see here that it is just similar to the real-life regular season matchup between these two teams, and just not enough time. as Tampa Bay will win 43-28. And I think that is going to cement Rodgers' legacy as a Packers player. Won a Super Bowl in his prime, couldn't get over the final hump being the NFC Championship game, and another disappointing loss, not necessarily by the hands of him. Of course, going forward, with this being a 10-plus year rebuild, there's a very good chance that we will not be looking at every single game. Obviously, it would take too long. So unless we get to the Super Bowl going forward, we probably will not look at it. So enjoy those little sims, because I don't think we're going to see another one again unless, once again, we get to the Super Bowl, which is a bit of an issue. I don't know if that's going to happen. And boy, oh boy, this is going to be fun. I got to try to look up real-life details as well, because I need to know exactly how much Green Bay is going to lose on this release. But, well, technically not a release. We'll obviously be looking to trade him, because that's, what would happen in real life. Basically, they kind of agreed to a one-year deal thing, and they said, if you still want to be traded, we will trade you. We will honor that. And I think there's no way Rodgers loses more players coming up in this offseason and loses to the same team. There's no way in his mind he's like, oh yeah, if I lose Davante Adams and a bunch of other really talented players, we're clearly going to do better against the team that destroyed us twice. Well, not destroyed us twice, but you know what I mean? We lost to twice, right? Clearly we're doing better. No, he would demand a trade. We got to find a team that can afford him, a team that can give us something back. And, of course, can we even make the money count, make the money right? All right, the deed is done. I went a different route. I went with a team that is very, very good on defense with some weapons, and their main issue is the O-line, especially since we just took Dotson. I just don't think the Broncos had enough for us. Sutton was like an 83 overall. Judy was like an 81. I would imagine Green Bay is going to want some sort of wide receiver back. With Claypool being taken off, they still have Juju. They still have Deontay Johnson. Now, the thing is, I actually wanted Juju, a guy that is probably more likely to leave Pittsburgh. However, they actually gave him a long-term deal, so that would have been super unrealistic. This is probably kind of fair. I'm also going to bump his overall to a 95. I think it's just, he's going to play well in real life, assumingly. And if he does, then, him dropping an overall that hard, probably doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Also, with Rodgers being gone, Cobb could suck one. I ain't paying that contract. Get the hell out of here. Now, the thing that's interesting is because it's projected that we lose Za'Darius. However, if you can't make Rodgers stay and you can't make it work and you can't keep Devontae, which just doesn't look likely, I don't see a reason not to re-sign Za'Darius, especially considering he actually played really well. So we're going to play this by ear, as the kids say. We're going to put the majority of the money into Jair. We're going to repay Elton Jenkins. It's going to be a bad time for us, but we're just going to live our life and probably release Preston, who you save $5 million for. Not worth it, really, but it is what it is. We're going to save the money. Realistically, that's what they're going to do in real life, so just trying to follow their suit here. I also probably don't have all the money right, but I'm doing my best because, once again, a lot of the contract stuff has been very behind closed doors, so, what can I do? I imagine the Packers penalty is probably somewhere near 20. Instead of, trying to make it super realistic across the board, I'm just not going to sign any big names. As far as Davante Adams, I would have loved to see him go to the Chargers or the Raiders, assuming either of those teams can afford him. I think that's where he probably goes. Chris Godwin of the Dolphins probably doesn't make a lot of sense, but it's not my team anymore. I'm not going to worry about any of these signings. J.C. Jackson with the Chargers would not surprise me to see him go there. They love their damn corners. Casey Hayward back in Green Bay for one last go. Obviously, there's just no point. We don't have the money anyways, so yeah, we are about as broke as a joke. We need a lot of stuff, and we do not have a lot to work with to get that stuff. So we have one first-round player. He's a late first guard. Guard is a very big need here. However, with the Packers here, not in necessarily rebuild mode because it kind of comes down to how Jordan Love plays, but in sort of a rebuild-esque mode. I think trading down is probably the most likely and the smartest option. So we're going to look to try and move to like 23 and then move, or we could just trade away for for next year or something, because 13 is pretty decent. Obviously, we got that from the Steelers, but it doesn't mean we have to take it, right? That's just, we want a first-round pick, give us a first-round pick type of situation. So wanted to make sure we got a first-round pick off of 13, and we did. We got 31 this and projected 31 next. It was probably the fairest, as the Ravens were obviously the Super Bowl runner-up, and they are a very good team. They should be no less than 25 next season, which would, of course, make it a positive for us, but if they're anything in the 30s, you could argue it was almost a one-for-one trade, which obviously, since we had to wait, makes it negative, and they went up to take a wide receiver, which does not strike me as a good decision, but here we are. But we could still make a trade up for that guard if he's still there around like 22, so we're going to wait it out, see if he's there at 22, and maybe make a play. We traded 29 this, 125 this, and a 4th round next year, which could easily be a very high 4th round pick, to the Cowboys for 23, because our guard is still there. There could be someone else that we'd be willing to take. Ooh, Lorenzo Ellis. We have no tight end. The Packers have, surprisingly, taken tight end rather high over the years. That is very tough. Now, that'd be very weird for Green Bay to finally start looking at the offensive position, the skill position, quote-unquote, after the fact Rodgers leaves, but Lorenzo Ellis at 21 could be here for ages if he's good. However, we do have another tight end, Mr. Cordell Drayton, who also looks pretty good. He's later on, 22. I do not know what he is like, though. I will say, tight end's a bigger need. Get some weapons for Jordan Love. You have Chase Claypool, Amari Rodgers. You really have no receiving threats. We're going to take Lorenzo Ellis, and he's 75 overall, hidden. This was a last-second decision, and Green Bay has its freakiest athlete since, I can't even think. This may be the most freakish athlete Green Bay has ever had on the offensive side of the ball. Like, literally ever, like I said. And the Browns are going to snag a guard, aren't they? And there is no way, right? There's no way Craig Davis is still there. I'm going to take him. Craig Davis, 74 overall hidden. Talk about an absolute win. We were going to take him at 23, and instead we waited at 31 and got him anyways. We still have that first round next year, but man, Bryson Sands is a very solid-looking corner, a true number 2 across from Jair. Could be there for some time. We do have a cornerback like Lamar Blizzard. Kind of reminds me, ironically enough, of Kevin King. Don't know if I want to take him now that I think of it. And do we just trade straight up to the Chargers? I don't know if they would want the Ravens draft pick. Well, actually, it wouldn't be the Ravens. This is actually tough because, in real life, you probably trade your pick. But I feel like we're going to be worse, no? So we're going to do the realistic thing and trade off our own first-round pick. At the end of the day, I think we could easily flop. But, once again, it's the realistic thing. This corner looks insane. We got to do it. I think they take that in real life with the hopes that we do not make the Super Bowl. I would assume we would probably be projected as a 23rd overall type pick, if not worse. Bryson Sands looks good. He's the guy I'm risking it on. And the highest potential player for sure, but yeah, that's a bit of an L. Now, there's a lot of talent here, but that is what's going to give me the reason to trade down. We turned 13 into a sick tight end and a normal but high potential corner. So, it'd be nice to add a little bit more. The Raiders, I think, are offering a little bit too much. Actually, that's not terrible. That's pretty fair, actually. We're moving down 13 picks from the second round to gain a 4th. Now, this is really hard to read because obviously this David Pryor guy looks like an absolute god as a tackle, but this is really tough. I think the center is probably the best out of them all, but he is a pure center, whereas we really need a tackle. Max Sheldon just looks like a Green Bay Packer. I'm going to take Max Sheldon, and he's a 72 overall hidden. I do want to try and track and see where these other guys go. I'm going to at least try to remember their names. And with this pick, it's going to be kind of a preventative measure. This guy is a kind of a raw type player. This is kind of way Green Bay drafts for pass rush. So Gerald Bigby looks like a perfect fit as a backup to learn behind Rashawn Gary and Zadarius Smith. 69 overall. decent potential, potential starter. So now we have pick 8 in the 4th, and then pick 29 in the 5th. This is where hopefully the safety's there, which it looks like he is. Johnny Jennings looks like a can't-miss player who could potentially play corner himself. That's going to be the choice. Early 5th, mid-3rd. 70 overall. I honestly thought this was going to be a home run hit, which he was very solid, but no hidden development trait. Once again, another guy that could maybe replace Adrian Amos in the future. Let's move to the next round. I always thought it was Amos, but it's apparently Amos, so I'm not gonna fight someone's name, I guess, even though I would in the past. And Green Bay loves to pass on linebackers, which we did a lot. This guy, I think we just need someone, so we are going to trade up for him from the Chargers, which we already made a trade to earlier, I believe. So we traded a 5th this, a 6th, and a 7th next year to move up to the Chargers to grab that middle linebacker. 23 years old, but I mean, already basically a day one starter for us. Curtis Smith, 68 overall normal, a little bit of speed. Kind of reminds me of Chris Barnes a little bit, to be honest, without the block shed. We traded 2 guards up to the Giants for a 6th-round pick with our 7th next year, and we get Julian Marciano. Very interesting name there. I feel like he should be in Invincible. Very good player. Very unrealistic player. I don't know where they got that player model from and where they decided to create that, but isn't like the 70s or the 60s anymore, brother. Now, technically, punter is the bigger need, but kicker will be just as big of a need in the future, and I think as far as which is the better prospect, I think technically Ted Schmidt is with that A-plus kick power, so we're going to risk the punter, take Ted Schmidt, who is okay in the potential future at the kicking position when Mason Crosby is gone. And then for punter, I'm really hoping that punter is there because obviously he looks really good too. I just felt like if you're going to compare the two, that A-plus kick power is hard to ignore. And Gavin Woodall is still there. It looks good. The best punter available, 68 overall. And this is why the game is still trash. Best punter available, 86 kick power. Thank you, EA. I appreciate it. All right, let's see how much we sold. Lorenzo Ellis, obviously an insane prospect. With that kind of speed, you probably would expect a lower dev, which is fine. I just want someone that's longevity, really good, and he is star, as I kind of figured. Like I said, 84. Even though Tanya was just 85, 85 just looks good on tight ends. Craig Davis, 70 overall. Right guard, I believe. I'm trying to think. Actually, I don't know if he does have a starting spot. What position is he? 6'3". Might be the new center, actually. Star development trait. Might actually move him to center. And then Max Sheldon, the automatic starting right tackle. We're going to put him there right away no matter what the dev is. 6'4", young. If this is a 10-year rebuild, this guy can actually be here at the end of that, which is insane. Star development trait as well. And I believe that was the only stars or hiddens. Not bad by any means, but it would have been nice to see like one superstar maybe. Lots of wide receivers. There were a lot of good ones. Who was the choice? It was Ellis. We took the guard. Was it a DT? Was it this guy? I think it was this guy. Kamani Gary was going to be my other choice for DT. I think he ran a 4.7 if I'm not mistaken, which is absurd. Probably going to be superstar or X Factor, let's just be honest with it. And only star. Still a really good player, though. I mean, I can't be mad with what we needed. DT/interior really wasn't something we necessarily needed that much. O-line, obviously, we were just dying for. Same with tight end. And the number one wide receiver on this team right now is Chase Claypool by quite a significant margin. Oh, I forgot to check Pryor and Flynn. I can still look them up, though. Look. Holy crap, I completely forgot about Dotson as well. He is a guy we traded for. This is weird. Damn, we got too many good linemen. What the hell happened? Why are we so good? Excuse me? We're just going to waste a hidden? Do we trade off Elton Jenkins for some insane player? Oh, man. This is a sell, dude. We have too many good players. It's a sell. It's a salesman job. Well, actually, maybe we don't have as good as we thought. We have a starting left tackle, starting left guard, good centers. Wait, we're fine. What am I worried about? Like, we're wasting Josh Myers, that's it. Which, I mean, he's normal anyways. Who gives a damn? Also, Billy Turner, I know it's not saving much, but it's something. Bye. All right, Jordan Love, the 23-year-old star dev, hopefully godsend. 3 straight decades, I suppose. 3 straight quarterback interchanges of God-tier play is among us. You thought Aaron Rodgers, Among Us. But you thought Aaron Rodgers had it hard. You thought he had pressure when he had to take over for Favre. This is immense, insane, double the pressure situation. It's one thing to follow a legend, right? But it's another thing to follow two. And debatably even better than the first. Kinda, right? Maybe. But can you really blame him if he sucks? The receiving options here are nowhere near as good as when Rodgers took over. Claypool is decent. Should have a good year with us. Solid number one. Amari Rodgers, is he the guy? He's 22 years old. Decent, but he's built more for the slot. Marciano, 100% is the slot. He's tiny. Aaron Jones is great. A.J. Dillon could trade him next season. O-line's decent, looks good. And then Ellis, a guy that Rodgers never had. A mismatch god like this. He's a better version of Evan Ingram, technically, when you consider the fact that he is younger, he is technically bigger, and I believe, actually, in-game, he is faster. Really good left side of the line, of course. Defense, we don't talk about the linebackers. We never do. As Packers fan, I never have. You just don't talk about inside. Nick Barnett, A.J. Hawk, other than that, it's been like 3-4 decades since we've had good inside linebacker play. Cornerback number one, Jair, gotta sign him. Adrian Amos could be gone and probably should be gone. 29, not superstar. D-line, want to keep Kiki if we can. Clark already has the contract. Sands is a rookie, so not in the worst of places considering we traded off quite a bit. We reshuffled the team quite a bit. But here we are. We're still striving. We're still thriving. And may actually have a chance to surprise some people, which hopefully we do because, once again, we do not have our own first-round pick. As once, in real life, if you had 2 first-round picks and you were going to trade one, even if you believe your team sucks, you can't do that, right? Because then it's just like, oh, well, why'd you do that? Oh, it's because you suck? It just doesn't happen, right? I also think in general, in real life, teams that actually do have, 2 first-round picks, one being their own, if they think they're going to suck the following season, they do typically keep their draft picks, right? Just so they don't give away the hand that, oh yeah, we do suck, but I don't want to make it look obvious that we're tanking, And that is crash number 7. All right, as a Packers fan, I've said it this whole time that there's a very good chance that Green Bay loses 2 of the 3, Jair, Devontae, or Rodgers, and 2 of those 3 being Jair, the only one left. And I said as a Packers fan, that's the one I want to keep the most. Elite cornerback play like Jair's is not easy to come by. Rodgers is old. If he was younger, obviously he would be the number 1 on the list, but he's not. Where did 116 mil come from? I don't understand what that means. How do we go from... There must be some glitch happening. Because I've noticed that in every rebuild, we just don't run out of money. Even after year 5, we still have like 10, 20 mil to work with. What the hell am I offering him here, by the way? Let's relax a little bit. He's just 20 mil plus. Relax. Thank you. 111 over 5. We have Elton Jenkins with a 4-year. I'm going to give him a 5-year, $62 million deal. Could play tackle in the future if he needs to. He's done it and done it well. Hello? Am I missing something? Rashawn Gary? When does he deserve that? Really good in 2021. If he doesn't step it up in 2022, though... You ain't getting no 6-year 107 whatever, my guy. Kingsley Kiki. Not a bad player, actually. Pretty decent little gem. I'm going to give him a 4-year 36. Not the hardest position in the world to fill. Darnell Savage. It's going to be a 5-year deal worth near 40. More like 35. Fair enough. And yeah, I think we manually input... Rashawn Gary, I think. And then if Za'Darius is decent, we might actually manually input him as well. 10.5. He's off to a pretty good year. He's playing really well still. I think Za'Darius would be willing to play. This is like near 20 per. I think Za'Darius would be willing to play under 12 over 3 years. So 36 million is what I'm going to edit this to, which if majority of it's guaranteed, that's not bad for him in his 30s. So I gave him 38. So 3 over 38, I don't know what the hell that is. My brain hurts right now. And then Rashawn Gary, I'm going to give him the 6-year 108, but I'm going to adjust it based on how he plays. And we're just going to keep it there for now. And Sands gets to star. Not bad. We've choked this season a little bit, but can we get to the playoffs And we can. 10-7. Was that not literally the same record we had with Rodgers with a better team? Of course, the schedule could have been different, but hey, I'll take it. Only losing to 10 by the Buccaneers. Jordan Love, better than Rodgers, just saying. Jordan Love, we are in Tampa, in fairness, Tampa Bay playbook, which I did give to Rodgers, but Jordan Love is on another level comparatively. Aaron Jones, really good numbers. Chase Claypool, who I feel I may have called Chase Young once or twice. Hopefully I didn't. God tier status, superstar. Amari Rodgers could go to star. Marciano, maybe to star. Ellis, unlikely goes to superstar. O-line, not bad for Madden Sim. Sack totals, Rashawn Gary with 7.5. I think, just so I don't forget, we're going to edit this to a 4-year 60, and then we'll look back at that down the line. Jordan Love, not the MVP. Number 2 to Patty Mahomes, of course, going to win a lot of the NFC stuff, though. And I'm actually kind of curious to see where Raj is placed, which apparently I don't even see him here. Literally anywhere. Number 8. The Steelers went all in, and it apparently busted. Rodgers with a 42-yard season, 34 touchdowns, 18 picks. Of course, you look at someone like Russell Wilson, you can kind of make the argument that it's just the playbooks that do these things. I do not know how the Steelers actually finished, though. Maybe they actually made the playoffs, not sure. But one thing I do know is that Jordan Love has taken a lesser Green Bay team back to the playoffs and have them in an okay spot to potentially compete for a Super Bowl. And I forgot, we're not going to look unless we actually make the Super Bowl. Damn it. And we will win the game going on to the divisional round yet again. I really don't care about the stats. We just can't. Okay, we can't. It's going to be a long rebuild. We just don't have the time. All right? I'm sorry. We just do not. May even have to start cutting out some of the freaking draft picks. And Jair is about to be a full-on 99. He's already a 99, but he's got every archetype filled at 99, making him just a pure 99 overall. Absolute god. He's number 2 ranked corner in the league. Divisional round, who is it? The Bucks? It is the Niners. Not a very good friendly team to our team either. And we do win that one. Going up against the Eagles. Winner goes to the Super Bowl. There's no way, dude. There is no way that Jordan Love, maybe I don't turn this into a freaking 10-year rebuild. Like, if they're going to win a Super Bowl this early, maybe it's only going to be a normal rebuild. This is what everything looks like so far. Obviously, we went into that first one, so it looks a little odd. But I think if this team wins a Super Bowl, I might not be able to turn this into a 10-year or a 20-year. This is ridiculous. 87 overall to the 84 overall Ravens. The Ravens, I believe, is the pick we have, and we traded away our pick. So if we win, we made the better choice. I guess it worked out in the end. The Chargers are pissed. They're absolutely furious with us. And I'll be honest with you, not many teams thought we were going to do this. This would be the biggest, basically, bullet to the back of Rodgers' head of all time. Maybe of any player all time. 14 all. Rodgers would literally be on the edge of his seat watching this and praying to God his new division rival team wins against his former team. 31-31. Ravens are looking good. The Packers tie it. They look like they were going to drive down. They don't get it, though. A stop. If they get all the way down the field, Green Bay wins it all, and they do. The Packers with Jordan Love become Super Bowl champions. You have got to be kidding me. You cannot script this. Well, you could, but it would require you to force win, and obviously I have proven that I have not. Of course, I could technically restarted this one a bunch of times, but as soon as as long as I don't forget, I'll show you. And please, Green Bay, I don't care if it's Rodgers, I don't care if it's Love, whoever. Please, I want to see one more. I know, I'm greedy as a Packers fan, but I want to see one more. To be fair, I want to see it with Rodgers. Obviously, a Love Super Bowl would be great. When seeing your team win is awesome, but I have got a long time left in my life. Hopefully, knock on wood. I don't know if that's even wood. It looks like wood. Of course, Jordan Love did not really play that well, but the team around him was able to How? How did they freaking... What? Well, at least one Rodgers was good enough to win a Super Bowl, I guess. Yeah, I don't know how the hell we won this game with throwing more picks, rushing the ball worse, throwing the ball worse. I don't know. But we won. That's the main goal. And yeah, that whole 10-year rebuild thing may be in shambles. We'll see. Once again, I don't know the title or the thumbnail. Only you guys know at this point if this is a 10-year rebuild or a normal one. If we go to another one, I think we have to call this just a regular rebuild. So if we win back-to-back, we may... I don't know, dude. I don't know. I wanted this to be one of those things that was going to take a long time to try and get back to the promised land, try to get back to winning ways. Because once again, I feel like Green Bay is kind of in that boat of real life where they may be just in the dumps for a while. But obviously that didn't go that way. So I don't know. We'll see. Adrian Amos dropped overall a little bit. I mean, it's not crazy, and we do have money, but we could probably do better, right? If we can tag him, can we turn this into like a 1 year fully guaranteed? I'd be down for that if he wants it. 1 year, 13 guaranteed. Yikes. 13.5. I mean, that's a little bit more than I would have liked to pay, but I would do it. I'd tag him. And Crosby, you're all right, but we got to let you go, buddy. At least you got another Super Bowl, buddy. And we got a backup quarterback for near minimum. This offer's perfect. I can't wait. Yeah, if I was you, buddy, I would be working on the side doing something because I worry about that paycheck that is not guaranteed. Then again, who the hell am I to talk about guaranteed paychecks? Leave a like and subscribe. So we get some backups, but we also do get Tillery. He's a 26-year-old star development trait player. Kind of reminds me of Kingsley Keke a little bit. And joins him on the defensive line for I don't even remember what it was, actually. It was like a 4-year 33, maybe 36. I don't remember what it was. But it was something. Was it significant? I actually just have to take a look. Did I sell? Hopefully I didn't spend too much money on this guy because it's not actually that hard to... Okay, a 3-year... Is that 3-year 24? That's not that bad if that's the case. It's not terrible. So we trade 31 this, Myers, and a second next year to the Steelers for 20 and 109. Of course, 109 is next year, but it was the best trade I could get. I tried to trade 2/3. It wouldn't take it. They were very close on a lot of different trades, but this was the best one for us. And of course, Eric Majet is our pick. Future starting God tier DT. Gotta take him. He looks too good. Not too normal dev. Obviously still really solid, but yeah, I would have liked Hidden, obviously, especially for a guy that's not even going to start year one. We trade 64, a fifth this. Or no, it was a 64 and a fifth and seventh next to move up 13 spots in the second round. Probably should have gotten more, but we did get cucked on that Steelers trade, so I'm just going to allow it. Which, if the guy's there, is probably going to be a middle linebacker. And he's 23 as well, just like our previous guy. Could not get anyone in free agency, so this is going to be our pick. Al Woods. Looks like a talent and a half. Voice is about to crack because I need to clear it, but we're going to talk through this. If it happens, it happens. Looks okay. Our best available player is Mike Hinton, a tackle. The problem is we do not need this player. Do we take another chance at a lineman or a pass rusher anyways? Do we take a chance on a safety that we actually probably need more than anything for the future? I do not know. Actually, I do know we're going to take the safety. Rudolph, 68 overall, normal. I mean, I kind of care, but we don't really have the time to look at every single player ever that we miss. Unless, once again, this is a shorter rebuild, but I don't know. I can't decide yet. It kind of comes down to how well we play here. And no one's willing to give us a trade down for this year, so I guess we'll get a 4th round next year and just have a tiny, small portion of a draft, which is obviously super realistic, right? No hidden development trait players, and I don't remember if there was anyone I wanted to get. Once again, Hinton, but I mean, do I really want to look? Hinton, hidden development trait. Once again, I don't need him. We just don't. We simply don't need him. And yeah, I mean, we could have used him. I suppose we could have got rid of Dotson, but we didn't. We just didn't need him. All right, here's the team for year 3. Obviously, we just got done winning, I would say, a pretty surprising Super Bowl, right? Couldn't pass the Buccaneers with Rodgers, Devontae, and a bunch of the other guys, where with Chase Claypool and Amari Rodgers, we were able to. Obviously, Chase Claypool and Amari Rodgers do not make as good of a duo yet, at least, as Devontae and MVS. But, and I suppose Tanyan technically is better than Wait, did we have Tanya last season? Who the hell did we have last season? Oh my god, I was just about to tell you, I also know now that this is not a 10, 20-year rebuild, because if I'm going to do a 10 or a 20-year rebuild or whatever, it's got to be on last gen. I can't do it on next gen. You literally crash 3 to 5 times per season in a rebuild. Kid you not. I can't do it. I just can't do it. All right, obviously our offensive line is on the major come up. The left side of the line is probably the best in the league. Center's all right. Right guard, right tackle could be god tier in the future. Surprisingly enough, Amari Rodgers does not go to star. Of course, Jordan Love didn't see it. I would imagine he got a superstar upgrade, right? Chase Claypool obviously would have had a superstar upgrade. Tons and tons of numbers. As far as defensively, we have Rashawn Gary actually goes to superstar, which is pretty damn clutch. Just after a 4-year, was it a $60 million deal, I believe? Clark, I also don't think was an X factor. He wasn't. And Savage, I think, was also only a star, right? Man, talk about some upgrades in dev. Absolutely nuts. But like I said, I cannot do it. I just cannot do a 10. I mean, even 5-year rebuilds at this point are just getting absurdly bad. My game just now, it freaking literally didn't just freeze. My Xbox turned off again. I can't do it. I just can't do it. If I'm doing it, I'm going to do it on last gen. I'll do my next one potentially on last gen and see if there's much of a difference, if any, and maybe we just do a bunch of last gen rebuilds. I don't know, but this is just ridiculous. I can't do it. Aaron Jones to Superstar X Factor? I'm going to be honest with you. I feel like this is another one of those glitch ones. Maybe it's not, but it could. I mean, I doubt it, right? I mean, he would have had to put up a lot of touchdowns. 2 there. He didn't get it. Like, it's just simply put, he didn't. All right, so we have some re-signings. Chase Claypool is obviously the number 1 around here. Sure, man. He's literally Chris. Is this like Twilight? Is this Twilight? Is that what this is? He's literally crystallizing. He is literally a club. Okay. Glad we did the deal. I mean, I don't even know how much I gave him. I was so distracted. What a plan. It worked out to perfection. Jordan Love. What does that come out to? Oh, my God. I think 30-some million, per year is fine. Kevin Dotson, that's actually not bad. I'm going to give him. Headed to the playoffs, we beat the Buccaneers in Week 17 on top of it. Oh, if we would have won, we might have had the freaking... Would we have had the bye week? Oh, we were number 4. Never mind. Number 4 at 11-6. That is something. Jordan Love, of course, with 5,600 yards, 36 touchdowns. I saw that. It's not out of sync. Well, it could be, but on the top right, you could see the numbers before you go in. Really good numbers. Aaron Jones with 21 rushing touchdowns. Amari Rodgers, please go to star. I don't know what it takes to get to star, but, just do it. Sacks, okay. Tackle numbers were down this year. Sack numbers, Za'Darius, it's time to go, right? He's on just a 1 year, right? What did we actually give him? No, he's not on a 1 year. I think it was like a 3-year 60 or something. We gave him something ridiculous, right? It was 3-year 36, I think, is what we gave him. Kind of regretting it a little bit, but Rashawn Gary does really well. Kenny Clark is all right. Tillery, the new guy, is all right. Kiki was okay. Ted Schmidt misses 3 out of 17. Not crazy bad. As far as MVP goes, probably not Jordan Love just because of the touchdowns. Aaron Jones at 6, 9 for Jordan Love. And fair enough. It's funny because we skipped a lot of playoff games because I thought this was going to be a long-term rebuild, like 10, 20 years or whatever. But one, thankfully, the team actually surprised me and won a Super Bowl. But two, let's just say that the game, it kind of crap itself, So thankfully that's the case because I could not imagine trying to do 10, 15, 20 years on this awful, awful build of a game. But either way, going to the end of the game, speaking of, if we win the Super Bowl this year, we're going to call it there. And if we don't, we'll give it one more season to see if we get that dynasty, that 2 out of 3 shot. And right now it's looking okay, 17-13. Really good start of the second half. They also have a good start, though. We're down by 4, down by 1, down by 4, up by 3, down by 4, up by 3, down by nothing. It's all tied up. The Niners. The clock is there, right? I call the timeout. I don't trust this game. I just wanted to make sure that they kick the field goal, right? Like, are they going to kick it right now? It's a little early to kick it, but I mean, it's better than nothing, right? You might as well do it. See if we can hit it. Ted Schmidt gets it. Overtime. Defense holds up. Offense gets... Oh, Jordan Love choked. Jordan Love choked it. First game in the postseason after their Super Bowl, and he loses to Trey Lance 43-40. One hell of a game, but throws a pick. Aaron Jones really just not a postseason performer at all, which... I mean, I don't want to say it is in real life the case, but, you know, did not have a good game against the Buccaneers last year, just saying. Chiefs win the Super Bowl, but it's the Bears that were representing the NFC, which, I mean, I don't know if I see that happening, but sure, go ahead. And Jordan Love becomes an X factor, 87 overall. As a Packers fan, I can only hope. We'll see. Looked pretty good in preseason, so who knows. As far as Amari Rodgers, he does go to star. And then defensively, we have nothing. Everyone was just the same dev as before. So not as good of a dev up season as last year, but still an okay one. And obviously Jordan Love going to X Factor is pretty insane. So my mic may have been off for the entire offseason, but we didn't get anyone notable in free agency. We just didn't have any money, and there wasn't anyone great there. It was the usual Jonathan Taylor, a bunch of kickers and punters. We ended up drafting a normal dev, Aaron Donald type. RJ Bates is a Dylan clone, but faster with star. Maben is a really fast, good 5'9 safety with normal. Ash is a very solid tackle with star, and the rest were normal. And that's pretty much it. Bruh, don't tell me I was muted for so long. Probably had to do a voiceover, but we are here with the final season. Didn't really change too much, really anything at all. We got backups for the future. Really, that's about it. Maben, I suppose, the rookie, maybe gets Rookie of the Year or something like that. But, you know, good enough team. But then again, probably not good enough team because we obviously didn't do it last year. So if we can't do it last year, I don't see how we could do it this year when we're technically worse because, of course, well, I mean, the O-line are kind of upgrading and the tight end are upgrading. But player-wise, we're worse because of Adrian Amos. But as far as overall goes, we probably are decent, technically. All right, re-signing. So Kenny Clark, you would re-sign, obviously. Aaron Jones, how much was the money? A 4-year, 42. You probably wouldn't. You have a running back waiting to go. David Bakhtiari, you would. It's less than he got paid, you know, this season specifically. Amari Rodgers, actually not asking for that much, and he's been a pretty decent receiver. You know, he's 5'10", but he does have the weight on him to be able to be viable. Stokes, I mean, I guess not bad money for a number 3, 2-year 8, and everyone else can go away. All right, head to the playoffs. Have we had a season where we haven't been in the playoffs? I don't think we have. This time, are we better than the 4th seed? Yay, number 2. Let's go. I actually did not pay attention to Rodgers, by the way. I kind of forgot about that guy. Is he still there? Well, he's gone. Let me think. Legacy leaderboard. Would Rodgers be on the list? He didn't win a Super Bowl, so that's all that really kind of matters. That's really the big thing on Rodgers' mind, and Rodgers' career is more Super Bowls, and obviously he did not finish with more, unfortunately for him, but so be it, I suppose. Definitely didn't seem like it was going the way that the Steelers wanted it to, and it obviously went our way. So, Green Bay, if you're watching this, I guess pull the trigger if he wants to, I suppose. I mean, might as well. Zadarius Smith gets back up to an 11.5 sack season, even though he's gone no matter what. Pick totals, don't even want to talk about them. They're pretty rough. You know, it's pretty basic stuff. Looking at MVP, did we really not win it yet? How in the world was that not good enough to get to the top 10? Really? Number 2 in yards and touchdowns. Rookie of the Year, best wide receiver with... Wait, what? Wasn't Claypool better? Was it really just all touchdowns? I don't even know, dude. All I can tell you is it just seems like the awards are worse than ever. Like, how are we not in the top 10 for MVP? Like, Jordan Love basically had the best season as a quarterback, isn't even top 10. Doesn't even get top 5. He barely gets top 5 for Offensive Player of the Year. I didn't even look at quarterback. I don't think he was on the list for top 3. I don't know, dude. I don't know. 7-0. 14-0. The Giants against Green Bay, typically not a good sign for them. Although, then again, the Giants single-handedly sent Favre to the Jets, basically. 24-7, 27-7, 34-14. This one's a GG. We are on our way to the divisional just like that. I just want a bye week, you know? I just want a freaking bye week. Jordan Love, obviously really good. Rushing, though, awful numbers. Again, man, I don't know what it is, but Aaron Jones just isn't in the postseason. He's just not. I don't know how. He just isn't. And the Giants, I believe that was our opponent for Week 17, and I think we did win. We are a higher overall, so Green Bay versus the Cowboys. Usually in favor of Green Bay, but we are in Green Bay this time, so maybe they'll pull off some crazy upset. Bengals over the Colts. I wouldn't say that's a crazy upset, but the Bengals making as far as they have is kind of surprising. Looks like they had the ball first, and we took it away. 7-3, 7-6, 14-6, 21-6, 21-13, halftime at 28-13. We are putting up a lot of points. Like, it really sucks that the playbooks are just this OP to where we're running Tampa and we're just crushing everyone with points. I don't know. I suppose what's going to have to happen going forward for teams that aren't supposed to do well, we're just going to have to rock their playbook or at least base it off of a team if, we draft someone that's different to their normal style. If we're, let's say, I don't know, I'm trying to think of a good example. The Ravens or something, and the Ravens playbook sucks. I don't know if it does or not, but we want to change it towards a receiving style back. It wasn't a match, but I'm going to say no because it's next gen, and they won't even let me do it. It literally, I swear, that's intended as well. It would not surprise me. Oh my, what is wrong with this game? But you want someone, go to the Chargers instead of going to the Saints or the Panthers where we know the receiving back is going to go OP. The Chargers have a receiving back that's, kind of a receiving back. So you can still get that without actually having to run the OP playbook. We're going to have to try something like that because otherwise it's just going to be kind of predetermined, and I don't want that to be the case. I don't want the playbooks to determine the entire rebuild. Although in the past I have used the Chiefs with a team that should do well, and they haven't, in this Madden. So, I don't know. I think it does also matter what team name you are as well. But obviously this is a pretty good Packers team. We probably deserve to be as good as we are. But I will admit, winning a Super Bowl year one without Rodgers and Devontae was a bit surprising. 21-10, 21-13. I'm not just going to go out and say that it just seems super easy and we're going to win a Super Bowl here. But I just feel like I don't have any worries. Okay, clearly I wasn't nervous or anything, right? Kyle Trask, starting quarterback for the Saints. So after Drew Brees, they're down bad, huh? They're really down bad. Maben with the pick, the rookie of the year, back in the Super Bowl. Get that dynasty going. Show the world who we are. We're the team that ruined Rodgers' career and then made Love already technically better than him. That's the team. That's the team we are. And we are facing the Chiefs. Win or lose, this has been a success, I suppose. Also makes me really sad seeing that I've disconnected 100 times from Madden itself. Let's take a look at our DevOps. Amari Rodgers is a superstar. I like to see that. He's actually pretty cool looking. Of course, not a short route guy, which is ironic because that's literally what he's going to be used for. I just let the AI... there's not enough time, and it just lags out too much to actually manually upgrade everyone. Chase Claypool, not a deep threat guy here, ironically enough. Love obviously already was an X factor. Defensively, no DevOps at all except for Maben. Obviously Maben, who deserves it, rookie of the year. But it's time to go against the Chiefs. I can't imagine the Chiefs are a better overall than us. We're just going to, upgrade auto again. And we're going to take this 92 overall team against those 90 overall Chiefs and see if we can win another Super Bowl. Let's do it. All right, going to the end of the game, and we have ourselves a 3-0 start for the Chiefs. We get 7, they get 3. We get 3, 10 to 13, 10 to 20. Uh-oh. This is not looking good for us at all. We are driving and not scoring. And we get the 2-point, but of course it's just not going to be enough, is it? As the Chiefs just roll us 48 to 26. I don't know what it is about EA's hard-on with the Chiefs and Browns, but they have one. They have one. And, well, actually I do get it because Mahomes is on the cover, so it doesn't actually surprise me. But we did not win another Super Bowl. We obviously had a very good amount of success, a lot of playoff success lately. And we made it to 2 Super Bowls, won 1. We missed 3 field goals. Good job, Schmidt, you freaking Schmidt head. That was pretty good, actually. And yeah, that's how this rebuild's going to end. I really do feel like Sim kind of cucked this. I feel like this should have been a better video. Like, year 2, winning the Super Bowl, it just kind of felt like it was just downhill from there. I really wanted this to be like a 10, 15, 20 year, but once again, like I said, with Next Gen being the way it is, I am actually very glad that EA saved us for once, even though it is their fault that it's unbearable. Regardless, though, if you guys enjoyed this one, maybe leave a like, maybe subscribe. We usually do franchise stuff and rebuild stuff on teams that actually need it. So, oh my lord, maybe Mahomes did earn MVP. Look at the picks, 5 only. Oh my god. But yeah, we usually do it for teams that actually need it or deserve it. Well, I guess I wouldn't say deserve it, but just need it straight up. And yeah, maybe follow me on Twitter, Jeromepkr, second channel PK Plays, and then twitch.tv/Jeromepkr for a stream tonight. Could be Raiders franchise, could not be. And if it isn't, it's probably going to be Ultimate Team, maybe Superstar KO. Regardless, though, thanks for watching. Hopefully you guys come back for next video. But until next video, see ya!